Now, I had never seen this clip of Moneyberg, and so I'm sharing it with you guys because I'm not sure everybody else has seen this, but this is extraordinarily telling about how legit his black belt is. Now, watch this clip right here.
I made a decision, a long time ago that I'm like, well, about 4 months in, I thought, well, there's a lot of people out there that are dumber than me and less motivated than that have a black belt. And I thought I should have my black belt. And I knew that'd take a few years, but I made that a goal to just keep, work away at that, and chip away, and do a great job. Make sure I did my part consistently. So this is halfway to black belt, and I just keep moving. We got a brown belt in the future and a black belt after that.
4 months in, I decided that there were a lot of people who were dumber than me and less motivated than me that had a black belt. So I decided I should have a black belt. I mean, we could play this all day, right? Hey, I decided recently that there's a lot of people who aren't as good at speaking on the microphone as me, and there are a lot of people who are not as smart as me, and they're UFC world champions. And so I decided I should be UFC world champion. You're all, well, that's nice. Did you spend your entire life training and then beat all the best guys in the world? It's like, no, but I decided I should do that. You're all, well, so you want to understand what the difference is between you and these dumber, less motivated people than you is they spent over a decade grinding every day in the gym, dude. Oh, I just decided I should have a black belt if they have one. You're all, okay, well then go do 10 years of work, guy. All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back. So we're going to talk about this Diego Sanchez story. The details of this story are pretty nuts, dude. I got to be honest. So Diego's been arrested, gun charges. He fired a gun out of a car while passing an accident on the road or something like that. So I'll get into all of it. He's still in jail. I just tried to text him and it went through green. So I assume that means he's still in jail. So yeah. And, we're going to talk about that. Now, since Diego is from my same jiu-jitsu lineage, I figured that this is the right time for me to also address this Moneyberg story because check it out, dude. In case you guys have never looked deep into my, YouTube descriptions, Gold, like this company Gold is my jiu-jitsu sponsor. And so you can get a big discount if you use the link in the description. I'll make sure that I put it up top for this video, but they actually covered this and they showed some new footage of him that I had not seen. And it's really like, I mean, I feel like dude, honestly, their article, I just was looking up Moneyberg. I didn't even realize that they covered it. They didn't tell me or anything. But I think that they covered this very well in a way that kind of like, and by the way, if nobody knows what I'm talking about, I just realized like, I'll just start talking about this. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this dude, Derek Moneyberg right here, who you see in the picture right here in the middle, announced on Instagram that he got his black belt in 3.5 years. And, he's taking a picture here clearly with guys who are being paid to be there because they're wearing his shirt. Frank Mir, Jake Shields, Lyoto Machida, Glover Teixeira. He's also done some work with Gordon Ryan, Danaher, and Chuck Liddell and some other people. So it's been like a very, very big, well, not very big or important, but it was like a viral story in the jiu-jitsu community because, I think that this might represent the fastest black belt in history, that's like publicly known about. Like BJ Penn got it in that much time, but he won 80cc, if I remember correctly. Definitely won a world championship. And it was like, okay, well, he beat every black belt. He beat all the top black belts. Like, I think that, what's anybody going to say? He's not a black belt. It's like he beat them all. So he's the best black belt in the world, actually, at the time, But this is a very different situation. And I want to get into the specifics of exactly what happened here and what my thoughts are on it. Cause we'll do that. We're going to start with Diego though. So if anybody has not subscribed to the channel, I would appreciate it if you guys would do that. Go ahead and like this video or don't if you don't want to, but I would like your video. Oh, and also the second episode of me and Shab's show, the MMA show, I don't even know if we're calling it the War Report. The only reason we even called it that was because it was like, hey, what do we call the show? And fucking Shab was wearing a hat that said war. I was like, I don't know, like war or something. I don't know. But anyway, the second episode is out. It dropped yesterday. It's awesome, dude. We talk about, obviously, UFC 318, Connor's dick pic fiasco, some Epstein stuff. We talk about, we actually talk a little bit about the Moneyberg thing, B-team breakup. So go check that out for sure. All right, so let's do this thing. Ex-UFC fighter Diego Sanchez arrested on multiple gun charges, including a felony for shooting at or from a motor vehicle. What is he doing, man? Like, this dude needs someone in his life that actually cares about him, who like has his back, and like it's like someone who cares enough about him to try to take care of him, and also someone that Diego respects enough where they can kind of like tell him like, dude, this is, I mean, because this is the move of a person who is lost, like no one just shoots guns out of the car unless they are out of their mind. I mean, I assume when John Jones supposedly did it, he's probably blacked out drunk. And maybe that's the case here. So ex-UFC fighter Diego Sanchez is in custody after he was arrested on a pair of gun-related charges in the early hours on Friday morning in Albuquerque. Arrest records show that Sanchez, 43, was booked at 12:01 a.m. on Friday. He was hit with 2 charges, shooting at or from a motor vehicle, no great bodily harm, which is a 4th-degree felony, and negligent use of a deadly weapon, discharge, and misdemeanor, a misdemeanor. He remains in custody with a judge still waiting to set bail for the veteran. Okay, so there it is. He's definitely still in jail. I didn't even read the article. I just texted him and went through green. But so yeah, you can see the and this is the mugshot. Is this an appropriate face? You know what I mean? Like, does this look like Diego's like very well grounded in reality when he takes this picture? And you guys know I love Diego, dude. Like I love this guy. And I mean, he and I know each other. Obviously like we had hung out we hung out the first time when I was in San Diego in like it was right before he fought John Fitch. So whenever that was, I believe, maybe 2008 or something like that, 2009, I don't know. But I hung out with him then. And then once the Fabia thing broke, I mean, like the horse that I rode into YouTube on originally was this Diego and Fabia thing, right? Like, I think when I started covering that story, when Fabia was like really heavy on the scene, that was, I'd been doing like my YouTube channel for about a year, and I had about 10,000 subscribers. And when I was doing the Fabia stuff, I mean, that's when my video started getting like hundreds of thousands of views, and my channel blew up for the first time. Like, I blew up on the Diego and Fabia thing, and I had a direct impact on that situation because I was the one who put out the fact that Fabia had done an OnlyFans behind Diego's back, Diego knew about the OnlyFans, but he didn't know that Fabia was selling like training footage of Diego as like gay porn, right? Like he was trying to sell Diego's stuff to homosexual gooners, okay? And obviously Diego didn't know that, and Diego's family didn't know that. He took, like there was some stuff. I mean, I didn't buy the video, you had to pay. But it was like the captions were hilarious, dude. Like, honestly hilarious. I'll go, actually, you know what? I'm going to show you a little bit of that right after this because it's so funny. But then, Diego ended up being the catalyst for them to finally split up. And, yeah, so like Diego knows I have his back, dude. Like we're I want to see good things happen for this guy. He's also the same jiu-jitsu lineage as us. So like, I don't know, this is not good, dude. When people are recently retired from professional fighting, like it gets rough fast for some guys. I mean, obviously not all of them, but some of them. So police, so the incident involved Sanchez leaning out of a car window where he was the passenger and firing a shot into the air while passing by a crash. Police followed the vehicle where Sanchez was arrested, although he denied firing the shot, but did tell the officer there was a gun inside the vehicle. The driver of the vehicle, who is not facing any charges, told the police that Sanchez fired the gun while he was the passenger in the passenger seat. And at one point, Sanchez started laughing while speaking to authorities. So he's, okay, that's not good. Sanchez representative Ricky Cottonstedt told MMA Fighting on Friday that the first Ultimate Fighter winner has been struggling with substance abuse in the recent years, and he's undergone rehabilitation a couple of times in the past and hopes he'll be able to receive the treatment that he needs following this arrest. I mean, maybe, dude. People don't fuck around with shooting guns, man, usually. Like, if they can prove it, like I feel like the John Jones situation that I don't think he actually got charged for shooting the gun. I think he got a DUI for that, but they couldn't prove that he had fired the gun. I think. I could be remembering that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is what happened. But, you know, I mean, he's going down for this. The driver is like, yeah, he shot the gun. Like, he shot the gun out of my car. And it sounds like, you know, given that the driver's not facing any charges, it sounds like he did it and the driver's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, the driver doesn't need to be involved in a situation like that. If you put yourself in that situation and, like, you know, I mean, people carry guns, man. I carry a gun everywhere. There are guns and there'll always be a gun on me, in my car, on my person, whatever. But, like, you know, it's not weird in Albuquerque for a person to be carrying a gun. And so, like, how are you going to know you're driving and then your buddy just pulls his gun out and shoots it out the window? Like, you're not responsible for that. And also, that is a situation where, I don't know, like, I don't know how I would handle that. Like, I wouldn't dime him to the police, you know, like if the police are like, hey, you know, what happened? Yeah, I mean, it's not like I would throw my friend under the bus. I would be super pissed, you know? Like, I would try to deny it initially, but, like, if they, you know, if they had, like, proof that he did it, if they're like, you know, oh, there's 20 people who fucking saw it, like, I'm not fucking going down for this shit. I'd have been like, you know, I would have tried to protect him as long as I could, but I'm not taking a fucking charge because my dumbass friend fired a gun out the window, you know? Like, because I would, as soon as they did that, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Why are you firing a firearm out of the window of this car, dude? You know, like, this shooting guns, right, is not even remotely like a game, dude. Like, you know, like, you can't just, like, shoot guns randomly, right? It's like, you do it you go outside, you shoot guns, like, you know, you go to a place that's in the middle of nowhere, but if you're in civilization, you know, you're like in the city, you don't shoot guns, right? Just, like, indiscriminately. I had to shoot a deer in my yard in 2013. I've told this story a million times, you know, on the channel, but if you're new, you know, a deer, like, I was in the suburbs in California and a deer was killing my dog, like, in the process of literally killing my dog, had his antlers impaled in my dog's stomach. And I had to smoke that deer in my, like, you know, side front yard. And it was insane. Like, you know, it was like one of the craziest things that's ever happened. And then, you know, cops come, all that stuff. The only reason I didn't go to jail is because, like, we had a crazy injured dog. Like, they could see that my dog had been run through. They could clearly see I was telling the truth. But, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. This is like, to flippantly fire a gun out the window of a car is fucking crazy to me. Like, that's like, that he needs to go to a program. Like, bottom line, like, he needs to go to a program. That's like, you know, substance abuse, like, real issue. Anyway, so hopefully you get some help. That's what I got there. Now, let's switch it over and let's talk Moneyberg. Okay. So these kinds of stories I feel a little bit weird talking about usually, just because, like, I'm not a black belt. So, like, talking about, you know, like, I'm not a black belt. So talking about, like, oh, is this black belt legit? Especially given the fact that Jake Shields is the one that put it on him. And I mean, like, okay, like, there's no one more legit on planet Earth, okay, than Jake Shields in jiu-jitsu, right? But this is a very unique and bizarre situation that now we found out a lot more, you know, kind of like how this actually came to be. Because in case you guys don't know, okay, let me actually just read this to you and then I can kind of, you know, sprinkle some. So Moneyberg recently posted about how he earned his black belt in 3.5 years. The announcement post came when the star-studded picture with all these guys. Okay, yeah. And so here's exactly what he said. He said, thank you to all my coaches who helped me earn my BJJ black belt. I got it in about 3.5 years, but I also spent about 3,000 hours on the mat. I had one-on-one training with the best team in history. Royce Gracie said I did the work of 10 years in 3.5. And then he tagged Royce Gracie. 0 days missed because no excuses good enough to give up on your goals. I'm very grateful to everyone who supports me. Lots more to come. Choose to conquer. Okay. So right out of the gate, I'm going to tell you right now that I can invalidate his black belt on a single, like, thing right here, which is, this is impossible. Okay. Like, this is not possible. Like, because the way that he's doing this is with private lessons from all of these greats. He's paying all these, like, superstars, you know, like the most elite guys to come in and do one-on-one trainings with him. Okay. I've done a lot of one-on-ones with, I mean, you guys know what fucking team I'm on. Shunji Ribeiro is my professor. Victor Hugo gave me my blue belt. Okay. Like these are the best jiu-jitsu fighters on the planet. Okay. I've done plenty of one-on-ones with them. I train with them every single day in class, whatever. Like in a private, you learn a specific technique, right? Like you learn, like that's what you work on. It's like, okay, we're going to work on this outside passing, or we're going to work on, whatever, this underhook sweep from half guard, whatever, you know what I mean? Then you're going to work on that. Okay. The idea that you're going to fly someone in, great. Like you're going to fly them in and they're going to walk you through a technique or a sequence that they use. And that somehow means that you are going to be able to just like that, put that into use in your game is fucking ludicrous. Okay. It's absurd. Like it's completely not the way this works. Okay. Someone teaches you a technique, right? Then you go do 1,000 fucking rounds and you try it and fail and try it and fail and try it and fail and try it and fail. Then you stop after each round and you ask the person you were with, you're like, so why didn't, I felt like my tension was pretty good there. Like whatever. It's like, oh, you were kicking too high. When you were trying to kick my leg out, you were kicking too high on my thigh. You need to put it down closer to the thing and then move your head this way. And it's like, oh, okay. Then you practice that and practice that and practice that, practice that, practice that. And that's one fucking technique. Okay. That's like a single technique. Like that's why it takes 10 years to get your black belt, right? Because you're learning each thing like bit by bit by bit by bit. And these techniques start piling on top of each other. And then you start figuring out what your game is, right? Where do you fight best? Now, my approach has always been that like I figure out where I fight best and then I train the exact opposite of that, right? Like where am I weakest? And I focus almost all of my energy on where I'm weakest. Now I'm actually at a point now where like my next focus has to be the part of my game that came very naturally to me because I've developed the other part way more than the other, anyway, it's neither here nor there. But like a person who is like actually in the game would know that this is not a flex. 3.5 years and you worked with all these greats. Like what the fuck, like how on earth would that, like you have to do the rounds. Like you're talking about individuals coaching. You're not under one person. Like, okay, let me put it to you like this. If you take someone, okay, like someone who is training every single day, right? Twice a day, right? Let's just say that he's actually doing, 3,000 hours, whatever, twice a day, but you're doing it under a world-class coach, the same world-class coach, and you're doing that every single day for years, right? Like you do it for 4 or 5 years, and you get your purple belt. Okay, like, and you're using the same techniques over and over and over, the same system under one of the elite guys. Okay, that person is going to be, better than someone who's taking bits and pieces from all these greats, but then is not like with that team drilling those things over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You know what I mean? Like that's how you're actually going to develop your game. Like the whole entire concept of this doesn't even make sense. And he would know that if he was, like actually in the game the way that he is trying to protect. He should have known if he posted, I got my black belt in 3.5 years, that the entire community was going to descend on him and be like, yeah, fucking right, bro. Have you competed? Did you compete at blue belt, purple belt, brown belt? Like if you won a tournament, even a fucking a regional tournament at every level, then it'd be like, all right. But his clips are him like rolling, they're drilling, right? So like when he actually put out these clips, okay, then that's what we're gonna look at right now. All right, hold on. So check this out. Okay, so the first clip was where is it? Where is that for? Okay, so was this one, right? So this clip, one of them is a clip that gets put out, and it's like, this is the clip that Moneyberg is putting out, like, check it out, dude. Here's my credibility. Oh, and like Shab pointed out, he's wearing socks on the mat, dude. Okay, that's bizarre. Okay. Whoops. So what? He's like, so he's training a crucifix. He's training a crucifix. Look at this. And then on the omoplata, he doesn't even know how to finish this, dude. It's like, why he posted this, dude. He needs to switch his feet. He needs to switch his feet to an S position, put his arm over his hip, and then hip up and tell him a secret, dude. Okay, that's how you fit. And if he goes to the toe hold, that was completely wrong too. All right, but even if he did it right, even if he did it right, this is drilling. This is drilling. I didn't even see him kicking the bag yet, though. That's funny, but not that that's relevant to the conversation. But like, even if he did the technique correctly, it's like you're drilling with people who are allowing you to do the technique. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not doing it against a resistant opponent. And the fact that there are 0 clips of him doing these against a resisting opponent invalidates the entire thing right there. Okay? Like, this is what I'm saying. Everything about how he has presented this completely exposes that it's this is not real. Like, this is not real. But in Jake Shields' defense, I'm going to show you like how this actually came to be in this clip right here.
November 22nd, 2021, which I did the math was 19 months and 13 days ago. 19 months and 13 days. So 19 and a half months, we'll say, to make it easy. And, maybe you'd share some of your observations. We got kind of a special day today, and maybe you share some of your observations of my.
And by the way, every time that they do these clips, these other guys are wearing his shirt. Okay? Like, they're wearing his shirt. Like, they're always being paid to be there, which is fine, dude. Jake, get your money, dude. And again, this is like a really kind of weird, unique situation where this guy, you'll hear in a second.
Progress or work ethic over time.
It's truly amazing what he's done in such a short period of time. It's, less than 2 years into Gracie, Gilbert Burns, Glover Teixeira, Chuck Liddell. It's absolutely insane as coach.
Quite literally, couldn't have done that without you, and not just because you're handing me the belt, but for your teaching. I mean, there's a lot of people, if I ask them to be.
I really like that move that he just did. And people are saying that like this clip looks better. Okay, like the one that he just did right here, where you get to a dogfight position with an underhook. And then I have 2 ways that I'll sweep from there. One of them, I'll push straight into the opponent. And if they push back, then I'll dive under their far leg and I'll roll them over. And then the other one is this one that he does right here. And I'll show you why he's not.
But for your
so this
teaching,
one right there. Okay, right there, what he just did, like where he just like took him, like he put his arms around him and then just kind of like barreled him over. No. Okay, you put you grab them in that way, and then you bring your elbow in and you break their posture. Okay, like that's why that works. You don't, like, no one that's resisting is going to go down to what he just did. Right? It's like, you clasp and then he just kind of like pushes over. No. You break their posture so they fold, then you run them over. Okay, that's why that's going to work.
People, if I asked them to be my primary coach, I think they'd be happy to fill that role. But the things that I learned from you, I made it.
Yeah. So he's saying, I needed someone to be my primary coach.
Decision, long time ago, that I'm like, well, about 4 months in, I thought, well, there's a lot of people out there that are dumber than me and less motivated that have a black belt. And I thought I should have my black belt. And I knew that'd take a few years, but I made that a goal to just keep, work away at that, and chip away, and do a great job, make sure I did my part consistently. So this is halfway to black belt, and I just keep moving. We got a brown belt in the future and a black belt after that, and things all day.
Okay. So there you go, dude. There you go. He said, there are a lot of people who are dumber than me and less motivated than me that have black belts. And so I decided I should have a black belt. And he's like, I need a primary coach. And so he like enlists Jake to be his primary coach. And he's like, it sounds like stated in advance, like he wants this massively accelerated timeline to get to black. So like Jake's been hired, in this super bizarre situation to like rank him up or whatever. So I don't like fault Jake for doing this at all. It's like, it's a super fucking weird situation. It seems like this guy probably paying a lot, dude. Like a lot. But the idea, where he's like, there's a lot of people who are dumber than me and less motivated than me that have their black belt. It's like, right. Yeah. He's like, right. So I should have mine. And you're like, right. Except they did the fucking decade plus of consistent. Like, you get your black belt. If you're if you're a fucking legit school, right? You will get you'll get your black belt in like 9 to 10 years if you are training nonstop. No breaks, and you're really good, right? Like, you're like really, really good. Dude, there's this guy There's a dude that trains under Victor. He was with Lovato, and then now he moved out here, and he trains under Victor. And I see him at like open mat and shit. He's a blue belt. He is so fucking good. That guy would, well, I would eat this fucking Moneyberg. There's no question about that. I would fuck this guy up, dude. But this other dude that I'm talking about, the blue belt at Lake, he's so fucking good. Like, he's so good that I like enjoy. I enjoy actually just watching him roll. You know, like, I mean, obviously, I like watching really good, like, guys really good, you know, do jiu-jitsu. But this dude, I mean, he's a fucking blue belt. He's excellent, dude. His technique is amazing. And it's like, but he's a blue belt, dude. Because you don't, you know, like, there's no, like, skipping the line in real life, right? Like, there's no, like, just, oh, I just got my black belt in 3.5 years. It's, so, to be clear, it's not real. Like, there's just no fucking question here. And I know that everybody's already come to that consensus, but I just wanted to put my 2 cents in there. There's no, like, there's nothing real about this at all, right? But I did think that clip was really funny. He's like, there's people dumber than me, less motivated than me that have their black belt, so I just decided I should have my black belt. You're all right, but they did 10 years of work to get their black belt. Hey, the difference between is not motivation or, motivation or fucking, dedication or whatever, or smarts. It's whether you've done the work or not, like, that's it. So anyway, that's what I got. Love you guys. Bye-bye.